All right, let's get real. Have you ever had that thought, could I actually build a business, an AI business, from the ground up, without a giant team or a boatload of cash? Well, guess what? Today, we're handing you the playbook. This is literally your step-by-step guide to going from just an idea to actually making money all by yourself.
And hey, if you're thinking this way, you are so not alone. This isn't some tiny niche trend we're talking about. Get this, a whopping 35% of all US startups that were incorporated this year had just one founder. That's huge. The solo founder isn't the exception to the rule anymore. Thanks to AI, it's quickly becoming the new normal.
I bet that question has popped into your head, right? Maybe it's late at night, you're staring at the ceiling, or maybe you just read another one of those stories about a one-person success story and thought, man, could I really do that? Could I build an AI business all by myself? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer is a huge, resounding yes, and we're about to break down exactly how you can do it.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we'll talk about why this solo founder revolution is happening right now. Then we're diving into the nitty-gritty. How to pick a profitable niche, the no-code AI tools you'll need, how to figure out costs and pricing, landing that all-important first client, and, super important, the biggest beginner mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. Let's jump in.
All right, Section 1. Welcome to the solo founder revolution. Seriously, we are living in a wild time. The gap between having a cool idea and turning it into a business that actually makes you money, well, it has never, ever been smaller. And you can thank accessible AI for pretty much all of it.
And look, I get it. This can sound like a lot of hype, but it's not. The European Business Review put it perfectly. These one-person AI startups, they aren't some Silicon Valley myth. They're not just happening in a tech bubble. They are real. They are happening all over the place, every single day. The door is wide open for you.
Okay, so where do you even begin? Here's the secret, and it's not what you think. You don't start with the tech. No. The most successful solo founders, they start by finding a real, annoying problem. A problem that people will gladly pay money to have solved. Remember, Business 101 always comes before the cool AI stuff.
And this idea is backed up by some heavy hitters. The CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, absolutely nailed it when he said this. He pointed out that the big AI models, they're basically becoming a commodity. Anyone can access them. The real scarce skill, the thing that's going to make you money, is applying that general intelligence to a very specific area. Your unique knowledge of an industry, that's your superpower.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's get concrete. Here are two killer, low-cost ideas to get you started. First, you could launch an AI automation micro-agency. For a couple grand, you could be helping small businesses automate their tedious workflows. Or, for even less money, you could start an AI content repurposing studio. Think about it, turning one long podcast or video into a ton of short clips for social media. Both of these solve a huge pain point and both have some serious monthly revenue potential.
Okay, great. You've picked your niche, but now you're thinking, how the heck do I build this thing? I'm not a programmer. The answer? No-code tools. Seriously, you gotta think of these as your new teammates. Your virtual employees who work 24/7, never complain, and don't need coffee breaks. I love this metaphor because it's so true. Your role as a solo founder has changed. You're not trying to play every single instrument in the orchestra anymore. That's impossible. Instead, you are the conductor. You're the one with the vision, waving the baton, and telling all these powerful AI tools what to do. They do the heavy lifting. Your job is to direct the masterpiece. So, what does your starting orchestra look like? The good news is you don't need a million complicated tools. A simple tech stack like this one can be unbelievably powerful. You've got ChatGPT for brainstorming and content, Zapier's like the digital duct tape that connects all your apps. Webflow lets you build a beautiful website with no code. And Notion AI helps you keep your whole project organized. And the best part? Almost all of these have free plans to get you started. The barrier to entry is practically non-existent.
All right, next up, let's talk money. I mean, how much is this really going to cost to get off the ground? And maybe more importantly, how do you actually price your services so you can make a profit?
Let's look at a sample budget. You could get a micro-agency started for around $2,500, but look closer at where that money goes. Only about 20% of it is for the tools themselves. The rest, the other 80%, that's for your website, your branding, and actually reaching out to potential customers. This is so important. It proves you're not just buying tech toys, you're investing in building a real business.
So how should you price your service? Well, you've got a couple of main options. You can go with a subscription model, a flat monthly fee. This is awesome because it gives you predictable income, which is a lifesaver for a solo founder. Or you could do usage-based pricing, where clients pay for what they use. This is great when the value they get scales up. There's no single right answer here. The key is to choose the one that makes the most sense for your specific service and what your clients will be comfortable with.
Okay, this next part, this is the moment of truth. You've got your idea, you've got your tools, you've figured out your pricing. Now it's time to get your very first paying customer. This is the step that takes it from a hobby to a real live business.
And please, don't overcomplicate this. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1, find your leads. Go where your ideal customers are, whether that's a specific online community or using a tool like Apollo. Step 2, personalize your outreach. Use AI to help you write compelling emails that are actually tailored to them. Nobody likes spam. And step 3, the big one. Just launch your MVP. Get the most basic version of your service out there and start getting feedback.
You have to burn this quote into your brain. If you're not a little embarrassed by your first version, you launched too late. It's basically the solo founder's creed. Your first attempt is not going to be perfect. It's probably going to be a little clunky, and that is 100% okay. The whole point is to get it in front of a real customer and get their feedback, not to build some flawless masterpiece in secret. Just launch it.
All right, let's wrap up with something that's just as critical as the tech or the business plan: the mistakes to avoid. Because let me tell you, when you're going it alone, the biggest hurdles aren't always technical. The psychological stuff, the mental game, that's where the real battles are fought.
And this right here is probably the most common and most painful mistake. This comes from a real founder on Reddit, and it's a gut punch. He said, "I built a solution looking for a problem." He had this brilliant idea for an AI copywriting tool, but he never stopped to ask if small businesses actually wanted it, and they didn't. They didn't want a tool, they wanted customers. It's a brutal lesson, but a vital one. Always, always start with the customer's pain, not your own cool idea.
And here's another side of that same coin. This engineer, Alex Cook, put it so well. He said, "I was so in love with my idea that I cocooned myself from being challenged." Wow. Think about that image, a cocoon. He wrapped his idea up so tightly to protect it that he ended up shielding it from the one thing it desperately needed to survive and grow: honest, critical feedback. You can't do that. Don't build in a cocoon. You have to get your ideas out into the world early and often. So I want to leave you with this really powerful way of thinking about your journey. Picture yourself climbing a huge mountain. AI, that's your tireless robot mule. It's carrying all the heavy gear, doing the grunt work, and letting you move way faster than you ever could on your own. But it's just the mule. You are the guide, your wisdom, your experience, your gut feeling. That's what tells you which path is safe and which one leads off a cliff. The mule can't do that. You absolutely need both to get to the top.
Okay, so let's boil this all down. What are the key takeaways? First, being a solo AI founder, it's not a dream anymore, it's the new normal. Second, solve a real and maybe even boring problem first. That's where the money is. Third, start with a simple service, not some super complex product. Fourth, launch fast. Get it out there, listen like your life depends on it, and then iterate. And last but not least, never forget that your mindset is just as important as your tech stack. It's everything.
So we've given you the map. You know that AI is this incredible engine at your fingertips, and your own wisdom is the compass that guides it. There's really only one question left to ask yourself. Where are you going to go first? The mountain is waiting for you.